once upon a page, as our pal Snoopy says, it was a dark and stormy night, which I think is the appropriate beginning to celebrate, dark and stormy nights. So, yeah. Okay, anyway. Erin has a new book coming out. Yay! And it's dystopian, which always makes me think dark.
Yes.
And it rains some.
It does, yeah.
It rains some.
Mm-hmm.
But we're very, very excited about this beautiful new book that she has called Beyond the Gate.
And it's gorgeous cover. Look at
gorgeous?
this.
So pretty. I love it. Love it.
So tell us about your dystopian book. It's the first of two, right?
At least two.
Because
we'll see what my muse says.
After I read this one, I said,
don't know how it's going to be too.
Where is the rest of this?
Yes.
I need to know what happens. Yes.
So, like Amy said, this is Beyond the Gates. It's the first book in this series. It is a YA dystopian, so it is set in the future, and America is no longer America as we know it. So it's about this girl who is a speaker for her community, and they are not allowed to do anything without her reading the rules for the day. So she starts her day off reading the rules, and they can't leave their house. They can't, make certain food. They just can't do things without knowing what they're allowed to do from the government. So she ends up outside of the gates, which they are not allowed to do, and she gets locked out.
Ooh.
So she has to end up surviving in the woods until she can get back home. So Rinna goes through a lot in this book. She does. She goes through a lot. She's hunted down,
There's wild hogs.
Yes. What else? I'm trying to think.
She hurts her foot.
She does.
At the very beginning, then has to hobble through the rest of the book.
Yes, she is injured the whole time.
Yes.
And it's a very fast-paced moving book. It takes place within 1 week. So the whole book is in 1 week.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes. So there's sections. It'll say day 1, day 2, and so on. So yeah, it's pretty intense.
There's a boy.
There is a boy, and there's some more romance.
So we've got her.
Yes.
She's writing romance.
We're corrupting her.
Yes. And can I? Okay, I can't give spoilers. Sorry. Okay.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
But I really want to say something. But
Spoilers are bad.
Yes.
We don't do this.
So.
They're not our pal.
No,
like
they're
Snoopy.
No, they are not. So I'm going to read to you guys a little excerpt. Is that cool?
Yes.
This takes place towards I don't want to say the end of the book, but it's over halfway. It's in the third, it's pretty out there. And Rinna is by herself this time, okay? And so, anyway, I'm just going to give you guys a little sneak peek of what she has to go through. Rinna should have known better. There wasn't something that she could will to go her way. This was life and death tipped the scales at the moment. Except Rinna wouldn't go down without a fight. She looked around the woods, forcing herself to concentrate. This time, the adrenaline kicked into overdrive, overcoming her exhaustion. Endless trees and brush, no buildings or caves, nothing she could hole up in and hide. She peered up at the treetops, but even in the darkness, she could tell they were too skinny to hold or cover her enough to wait out the guardians. She kept running anyway, constantly sweeping her eyes across the area, continually looking for anything that appeared promising. In the distance, about 50 yards away, she finally found it, a hollowed-out tree that somehow still stood. It appeared as though a chunk of the tree was missing on the side, and she just might be able to fit through the opening. She bolted for the tree as catcalls and men calling her name cried out all around her. In one fluid motion, she swung her backpack off her back and looped her arm through it. She stopped right in front of the tree and took a deep breath before ducking under the opening. Holding her breath, she squeezed through the tight space and then brought her bag in last. It caught on a jagged piece of bark, and before Rinna thought better of it, she tugged on the strap, snapping the brittle wood. The voices stopped and the lights paused wherever they were shining. Even the animals got the hint and ceased their shrieking. The only thing Rinna could hear was her heart thudding violently inside of her chest. Her mind whirled in a rush, imagining scenarios of the guardians finding and dragging her from the hiding place. Then a voice rang out through the trees. Rena. The tone was melodic, but every inflection rang nothing but evil intent. Come out and play. Another voice from her left parried to the first. Rena. Another voice behind her. Each voice echoed the one prior until it was an endless round of voices taunting her. They had her surrounded. She shrank back into the tree as far as the opening as she could manage, terror taking over. Rena, where are you? Her breath escaped in jagged spurts, and she couldn't ignore the rushing sound of wind in her ears. Rena. The voices stacked on top of each other, dragging her name into a chilling chorus. Tears poured from her cheeks as she clutched her hands over her ears. Rena.
I'm telling you,
That's
the first time I read that scene, like, my heart was probably pounding as hard as Rena's because I was going,
That makes me happy.
and it actually did not end the way I thought it would.
Yeah.
So,
So no spoilers.
No spoilers.
Again.
No spoilers, but yeah.
My goodness.
This is a very intense.
It's a very, very,
very intense book.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it has some lighthearted moments too.
Yeah, just to kind of ease it because
and some like really great interactions between some of the characters. But oh my goodness, when you get into scenes like that, I just wanted to reach through the computer and hit her because I was like, "What are you doing to me?" Like in a good way.
Yeah,
in a good way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's suspense building. Because I like sitting here.
Yeah, I know.
And then you go come out and play, and I'm like, oh my, this can't be
I'm
good.
not gonna lie. I wrote that scene and I sat back from my computer and I went, ooh. I was like, yes.
It's like she's the evil queen over here.
I was like, ooh, I'm kind of proud. I mean, I'm very proud of this book. It is very intense and
it's
I
really
love
good.
It. Yeah,
it's really good.
Wow.
It definitely it made me want more.
Yeah, you should have felt my shoulders after I finished this book. Like, I was so, like, knotted up.
Tense.
I still am not over it. I'm just like, yeah.
And now she has to write the second one.
And now I have to write the second one. Yes.
Wow.
And where you know me, it ends on a cliffhanger. Sorry.
Where did this come from?
I
mean, what did you start with? Was it a name? Was it an
idea?
idea?
It's really funny. This was a book that I pitched on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And for like they were doing prizes and stuff. It wasn't necessarily, to be published, but it was, for prizes like critiques and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. It was back when COVID first hit. So Faith Pitch was doing like a fun, throw out your idea. So I literally sat down and went, I don't have a manuscript to throw out. So this is perfect because usually Faith Pitch, it has to be completed first.
Yeah.
So this was just a random throw out an idea. And so I was like, you know what? I could do that. So I just sat down and I just come up with this. I mean, it literally just, the tagline prompted the book. It was
what
just.
What is the tagline?
You would ask me that and I don't have it
I'm
pulled
like,
up.
it's not on the front of the book.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. It's on the back,
it's,
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's on the back. But basically, I'm sorry. I'd have to look it up for you, Heather.
Okay, sorry.
We can put it in the comments or something.
I will do that. Yes.
But anyway, so I just threw out my little, because Twitter is like, what, how many words you have to do that in?
It's very short.
It's very short.
Yeah.
And so I just threw that out and I started getting likes from some editors and stuff. And then I ended up winning, which I was very surprised. So I was very excited. So that's how the book started. It was just a spur of the moment. Hey, this could be a really cool idea because I love dystopian.
And apparently it is.
And I mean, yeah.
And that chapter or that scene is like, then it very definitely is.
And I love dystopian. The Hunger Games is my favorite series. So, it was just a natural place for me to step into after the Cleveland Chronicles. I wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of romance too. So you get the suspensefulness and the romance. So, yeah. So I'm pretty excited.
And I know you've read the book, but do you have any questions or?
When are you writing the next one? That's my question. When's the next one? Because I want to read it.
Currently, I am working on a novella that's due first. And then as soon as that is due, I'm going to start on the second one.
Because she's better than I am and she actually writes things in order.
Well, considering that the novella is due by like the end of April, I have to finish it first.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but the sequel comes out in March of 2023.
Cool.
So,
not a long time.
Not a long
wait.
time. It's like 9
Just
months,
a
I think,
year?
in between.
Yeah, because
yeah.
this one releases
This is
in May.
May 17th.
And when did you say the next one does?
March something.
Yeah, so
Can't
less
remember
than
the
a
date.
year to
Yeah.
wait. That is a good
That's
way
awesome.
to start for a
Yes,
sequel.
I'm very
Yes.
excited about that.
Yes. Do you have a title for the next one yet?
Yes, the next one is called Storming the Gates.
Ooh.
And the series name is Gates of Deceit.
So I think you're really going to like this. I know I'm looking forward to finding out more about that scene and how it ends, as well as the rest of the book.
Yes.
And I have read the beginning of the book, and I really enjoyed that. And then I got caught in my own stuff.
Yeah, hey, I get
so we're kind of like that.
Yes.
Amy,
I think we're all working on something right now.
We're all working.
So we're
Yes,
all working
yes.
really hard on.
Oh yes,
Deadlines.
on many things.
Yes.
And all, but I am looking forward to getting to sit down and read that and find out what happens in that scene and who exactly is telling her to come out and play.
Yes, it's probably one of my favorite scenes.
And so be sure and go and order this book. If you order it before the release date, you'll actually save if you're getting the ebook. But whether you do that or not, don't forget to go get it. And it comes out again
May 17th.
May 17th. So get your copy and find out what's going on with those Guardians and Rena and that creepy voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
And don't forget to like our videos, subscribe, share them. If you know some young adult readers, some YA readers, even if you just have readers that, okay, I'm not YA, Amy's not YA.
And that's
sometimes
all
we
read.
act YA.
All I read is YA. So you don't have to be a teenager to enjoy it.
Yes.
Not at all. So if you like dystopian, if you like any kind of speculative genre, you're going to love this book. So share this video with all your friends who do too, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.